Hey, what's up, guys? This is MPFSU, and what we're going to be doing, this is an update. I believe this is number 5 for the PS3 online Big Dynasty. Just going to let you guys know what's been going on with the Dynasty. I believe we are in week 10 of the Dynasty, so getting pretty close towards the end of the season. I think we're a little past the midway point, and things are definitely heating up. So let's just jump into it and see what's been going on. First up, we're looking at the top 25 here. It's coach's poll, as we have Texas A&M. Yeah, it's their new face on top of the polls here. Florida was there at our last update. Now it looks like Texas A&M is here. They're 8-0, undefeated. Looking like they're playing UTEP this week. And then look here, Boise State. Started the season against Oregon, really springboarded them into the limelight. They are currently ranked number 2 with 21 first place votes. Then third is Alabama. And looking here, Ohio State has really jumped up, made some huge moves. Last victory they had against Penn State, that was 45-17. Let's just hop in and see what how their last few weeks have gone. All right, so it looks like here they had a huge win against Iowa. Iowa was ranked, I believe, 7 at the time. That was a huge win that vaulted them into the top 5 in the nation, and you know that was a huge win for them. Then they obviously beat Penn State. Definitely destroyed those guys. They have a pretty light schedule coming forward to that. You know, that date with Michigan at the end of the season. It looks like Michigan is ranked number 9, so that should be another big opponent for Ohio State, as they're moving in to possibly have a shot at a national title. Who knows? Only one loss in the season. They may be possibly one-loss team, maybe one-loss teams in the national title championship. We'll have to see. All right. So next we have LSU, who's caught some traction after their loss to Florida. Looks like they're back, just closing out the top 5 in the nation. Let's look and see what they've done over the past couple of weeks to get there. Looks like, let's see, there's a loss to Florida, so big win against Mississippi, and then another huge win against BYU. Looming there is in this season is 2 tough matchups. One against Bama, who's ranked number 3, and Texas A&M, who's the number 1 ranked team in the nation. So things are looking pretty tough for LSU. If LSU could pull both of these wins out, they will most likely probably have a huge shot. But obviously, barring winning the SEC title game too, they could possibly be in the national title game. So a lot of football to be played, a lot of things to look forward to. It's going to be exciting last few weeks here. Let's see. So Georgia's still hanging out there. I believe they have Florida next, so that'll be a huge matchup for Florida. So here's Florida. They were number 1, so let's see what happened to Florida and why they're now number 7. So looking here, you know, right after a huge win against LSU, they turn around and lose to Missouri. Just a devastating loss, you know, to be number 1, and then now you're back on the outside looking in once again. Well, you know, you still may have a shot. You have Georgia up next, which is going to be a tough game, and you know, if you could pull that out, then you may have a huge shot at another chance to get to the title game, as with the SEC championship game looming as well. But looks like that. But you have Florida State sitting there at the last spot, so we'll see what happens with Florida in the next few weeks. It's going to be definitely interesting for them as well. So we're at Florida State. I'm finally into the top 10. I'm ranked number 8. Huge win here against North Carolina State, and I have Miami next, who's currently unranked, but we'll see how tough that game will be. The biggest win so far of the year for us is our win against Clemson. It was just a hell of a game. I will be posting that video very soon, probably Sunday, of that game, just to show the Sunday matchup. And it was one great game. I mean, it came down to the wire, last second throws, tooth and nail. You know, this is a huge rivalry for us. You know, huge user game. So definitely I'll look out for that video coming forward. North Carolina State, that was another game for us. That was pretty tough opponent. We really had to batten down the hatches on defense to get it done, but we were able to, which is cool. Let's see. So, we had Texas. They dropped out. Oh yeah, they got destroyed by TCU. So that knocked them out of the top 10 completely, or they're at 10 now. So pretty much on the outside looking in. They have to have a few games left. Oklahoma State coming up pretty soon probably. So let's take a look at Oklahoma State while we're speaking at them. They're ranked number 12 currently in the coaches poll, and looks like a couple big wins. TCU was a huge one. That was a close game. Came down to the last few minutes, and they were able to pull a win out there. And a nice win against Iowa State by a couple touchdowns. So it looks like they put together a pretty nice win streak after the West Virginia loss, and it looks like they're building their way towards perhaps maybe a Big 12 championship. We'll have to see how that pans out. Here was Oregon, who's putting some wins together. I mean, they're very extremely high scoring, but nevertheless wins. So you have a couple wins here against Washington State, then one against UCLA, and now they have Stanford up next, who I know at one point was highly ranked in the country, but now it's seemed to falling off a little bit. Hopefully they can capture some magic and get themselves back to the top of the Pac-12. So we'll have to see what happens with that. Clemson, as you well know, they had let's see, what did I do there? Let's see. So Clemson, after the loss against us, looks like they went crazy on the Terps. Won by 30 points. A very high scoring game. Both two no-huddling teams. You suspect it's going to be pretty high scoring, and they got themselves a bounce back victory at Maryland. Not too many tough opponents left. They still have opportunity maybe to get into a BCS. We'll have to see what happens, because right now they're without unless Florida State loses against maybe even gets to Miami, that may give them a shot to get back for the ACC championship game. Let's see. So here's Cal creeping in at 15. They've been sneaking up the rankings and piling up the wins. What I like to see is a few wins that were close. You have UCLA only by 5 points, Oregon State by 30. That was a huge win, but looks like high scoring. Look at this game. This is insane. This is like a basketball score. 88 points at Washington. So just back and forth. This insane amount of scoring going on in the Pac-12. They do not play any defense apparently. And so it looks like they have Stanford at the end. So that's probably that game may decide who wins, or at least who's in the Pac-12 championship game, I guess, because they're both in the same division. So that's going to be a huge matchup there. So no users left in the top 25, so that's it for that. Let's roll over to the media poll. Oh, looks like we have another poll too that I have to take a look at. So this will be interesting. But looking at this, Ohio State's ranked a little higher. They're third in the media poll, so the media is really loving Ohio State and what they're doing. LSU's ranked a little higher. So is Florida State. Florida is pretty much in the same spot. Oklahoma State's a bit higher. Oregon's about the same. Clemson is about the same. And Cal is a little bit lower in the media poll. Media doesn't like Cal too much. So that's it for that. But let's head into the BCS picture and see what's going on there. So the BCS currently has Texas A&M and Boise State matched up for the national title, 1 and 2. Then followed by Ohio State looking in right now, but they have a shot. It looks like they're number 3 in the BCS. LSU is still there. We may even have a shot. I don't know. It's an outside stretch, but we need a whole lot of teams to lose. But hey, it's still several weeks to go. So we could lose another game and be out of this. So Florida's still in there. So you have a pretty good group of teams that have a big, huge shot at making it. You never know. Maybe even some 2-loss teams. You have Oklahoma State hanging back here at 6-1. They have some big games coming up against Oklahoma and Texas. Maybe they can make a push. Let's see. So that's that for that. But hey, the BCS, nice. All right, so let's jump in and see what else we got here. All right, so let's jump right into the conference standings real quick. See where everybody's hanging out at. So it looks like in Atlantic, I'm ahead of Clemson currently. Despite, if I get a loss, I may still have the tiebreaker because they've already lost another game. But we'll have to see how that happens if that's the case, if I lose another one in the conference. But we shall see on that. Now, in the Coastal, Miami looks like they're getting back into things. Need a couple wins here to make things happen. They may be playing Vatech at some point, or maybe not. I don't know if they've beaten Vatech or lost, but that'll be a big matchup for them to try to get back into it. Next, we're going into the Big 12. Here you have Oklahoma State back in the thick of things. I mean, they're number 2. Definitely have a shot at winning the conference. Kansas, the only team leading the conference right now. Texas there. And Oklahoma, I know they still have matchup against those teams, so it'll be interesting to see how things pan out. West Virginia is hanging out there, not in the picture, but yeah, Oklahoma State, number 2 in the Big 12. Nice. Let's go into Big 10. See, here we go, Ohio State and Michigan. I'm assuming they're both evenly on both sides, so Iowa still, and Michigan State maybe still have a shot. We don't know. They're it's a lot of good football being played right now in the divisions. So we'll see who can capture that shot at the Big 10 championship. All right, moving over to the Pac-12. Oh, well, let's go SEC since that's right there. All right, so we got Texas A&M, Florida, and LSU. Wow, it's a heated race right now. In the East, Florida is leading that right now. Georgia trailing. I guess that's actually a game that's coming up soon. So that may decide who's going to win the East. Let's see. The West, you got Texas A&M, LSU. Matchup still looming. That's going to be LSU's biggest matchup there. So that should be huge. A huge game. Now let's go to the Pac-12. And there's Cal. Cal is number 1 in the conference. How about that? 5-0, undefeated. Oregon trailing them closely. The only loss. Let's go ahead and look at the divisions and see how those are shaping up. So it looks like Arizona State is leading the South. So it could be them or USC. Looks like they're pretty close to tied. Who could end up in the championship game. In the North, California, Oregon, and Stanford. Stanford has 2 losses in the conference already. So that's, they're going to have to, definitely pick off a couple wins, maybe against Oregon or California to get themselves into the championship game, but we'll see. A few games to be played. So that is it for that. There's a lot of interesting football going on here. Pretty cool. So let's see on Heisman what's going on here. So we have Jeremy Hill still leading last game against BYU, 31 carries, 123 yards, 3 touchdowns. Braxton Miller still solidified there. Let's see, 17 carries, 136 yards, rushing 4 total TDs. He's just in beast mode. Then you have Mariota, who's still holding it down. He's still doing his thing. 6 total touchdowns. Here's Johnny Manziel. He's falling off a little bit, but he's still holding it down into the, I guess, the 4th spot there. And here's Devontae Freeman. He's still hanging in there. 27 carries, 138 yards, 2 touchdowns. They like him. They like him. So he's still hanging in the Heisman. So we'll see what's going on. What's next coming weeks, who's going to pull this trophy in. It'll be interesting to see. Looks like Jeremy Hill might have it locked, though, the way things are going. All right, so let's check out. Let's see, they got the BCS rankings. I think we looked at those. Just want to make sure. Yep. We looked at those. And let's see, so players of the week. Let's go back into. Let's see, week 8. So week 8, you have North Texas cornerback, 2 tackles, tackle for a loss, 5 assisted tackles, a forced fumble, and 300 interceptions. And a win against LTU, 20-6. You got Braxton Miller coming in as the offensive player of week 8. 16-20 for 264 yards, 26 carries for 195 yards, 5 total TDs. He's the whole team at Ohio State. And so for week 9, we have Arizona's the Pac-12 player of the week situation. This guy had a tackle, assisted tackle, and 3 interceptions against a 3-point win at Colorado. And here's Cal, have their freshman QB, Zach Klein, which is a redshirt freshman. 31 of 39 for 543 yards, 6 total touchdowns. This was in that 88-58 victory. That was just ridiculous numbers there. Looks like that offense of Cal is going to be something to be reckoned with in the future. Looks like, especially Zach Klein. Looks like they've got their quarterback of the future there. So it should be interesting down the road for him. We'll see. And that's pretty much it for players of the week. And that is it for my update. So I do appreciate you guys watching this. If you do like this content and want to see more of it, please subscribe to the channel, because I will be continuously updating as we go on through our seasons in the Big Dynasty for the PS3 online, okay? So I appreciate you guys watching. Hit the like button, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.